Hello, my awesome friends. Welcome to 40 Days to PMP Exam Success, Day 4. It's amazing how we are moving right now because we've covered almost 1/10 of our journey. By the time we get done today, we would have covered 1/10. So let's start off with a brief introduction to what we're doing. This is called 40 Days to PMP Exam Success. The videos are all free. You can find them on YouTube. All right. So every day I come out with a video. On some of the days, I have quite a lot of homework, like 20 questions for you to answer, to think about. If you look on the channel, you'll find those as well. So today we are going into task 4 under the people domain. So let's go to the people domain in the PMP exam content outline, which is our major syllabus for this breakdown. And here we have empower team members and stakeholders. So I want you to really ponder on what this means. In fact, for today, the questions I have for you to answer, they are all around these ideas of empowerment, what exactly it means. How do you organize around team strength? How do you support team task accountability and things like that? I'm going to be asking you quite a lot of those today. Now, going a step further to get into the meat of today, I would like us to go over some of the content in the book. And when I say the book, I'm talking about PMP Exam Immersion. This is a book written by my buddy Roy Schilling and and we have broken down the 35 tasks going into a lot of detail. In fact, we cover the detail from an agile lens and a predictive lens and a hybrid lens as well. So as you read through each chapter, you're going to get a lot more understanding. In fact, what we're doing, we're covering pretty much a chapter every day, and we're building in some redundancy. We also have an exciting new program that's starting on Monday. For those of you who have been in the immersion class, those of you who have been in the master class, we're going to be having the Praizion masterclass dailies, where your colleagues, your peers who are studying for the exam will have daily scrums, giving updates, giving insights as to what the plan is and how well we're following the plan. So that's coming in the following week. If you are on the immersion course or you have been, just stay tuned, you get the information. All right, so why don't we jump into the book? We're going to jump into the book and we're going to listen to a little bit of the book being read just to get our bearings straight for chapter 4, because empowerment is not talked about very much in the PMBOK guide. So let's just get a feel for what this topic is all about. Let's jump into it. Here we go. Organize around team strength.
4.1 Organize around team strengths. How do you organize around team strengths? It could be done using a resource management plan. That is where you define the roles and the responsibilities as you organize around team strengths. Some examples of team strengths are interviews even before hiring, strength-based questionnaires, guided self-reflection, 360 feedback reports, individual and team assessments. Sometimes you could ask the team or team members to score themselves and they will be honest and tell you what they are good at and what they are not. Take it seriously. 4.2 Support team task accountability. How do you support team task accountability? Accountability is something you make clear right from the get-go using RACI responsible, accountable, consult, inform chart, because RACI chart with effective dialogue and consensus helps people know what they are accountable for. Very often the role that is accountable for a task or deliverable may also be responsible for completing it, indicated on the matrix by the task or deliverable, having a role accountable for it but no role responsible for its completion. In such cases, responsibilities are implied. So, if you have an A and you do not have any R, most likely that person is responsible, but we typically have an AR. It is important that there are never two accountable designees in our ACI chart. There cannot be two captains on a ship.
All right, so you get the idea of this chapter and you're able to see where it's going. You hear the narrative. There are many things that have been spoken about, things that we might not have caught at first, like how do you find team strength and what does accountability mean? Let's jump into some more content now. Now, because the information around empowerment is very scant in the PMBOK guide, you got to do some digging to get a firmer base. You need to understand the various documents involved. We have a resource management plan. We have a team charter. These are from chapter 9. We have work performance reports, which help us understand how the team is performing. We also have the stakeholder engagement plan, which guides us on this topic of stakeholders and empowerment. Going a step further, we've talked about 360-degree surveys, reports, and when it comes to the word accountability, there are 5 C's involved in this. To have a clear idea of accountability, we should understand our common purpose as team members. We should have clear expectations. Communication and alignment should be in place. We should be collaborating, and then we should understand the consequences when we fail as a team in our accountability. Empowering team members and stakeholders in Agile starts off with an intentional selection. We want to build a team of complementary skills. We want people who have the right social skills to work together. And the next aspect of it in the world of Agile is to empower those team members, to give them power. By allowing the team to figure out how to do work all by themselves, we empower them to figure out how to do it and improve each other's skills. So back away if you're a manager, let the team figure out things for themselves, decentralize, and their team strengths are going to improve naturally. If people volunteer for work and take on work, that psychological ownership comes to them. Now, for this topic, my friends, the best way to get into it is answering the questions that I have outlined for you for today. At the same time, it's by reading the book. There's just so much content that it's not enough to just go over the slides here. You got to read it and let it sink in, okay? And then when it has really sunken in, you need to go over the 20 questions, all right? So I'm going to put those on the screen. These are the 20 questions I need you to work on today. Here we go. And it starts off with the question of what is empowerment, all the way down to explain the concept of fist of 5 and dot voting. Because when we talk about empowerment, there's a lot involved in it. And from an Agile perspective, it could get quite robust. But you won't realize that by just trying to read the PMBOK guide or the Agile practice guide. You need a book such as The Immersion to really immerse you into the topic and drive it home, all right? No matter how much reading you do of the 7th or the 6th, this concept won't really hit home. When we talk about accountability, you got to remember passing the buck stops here, and that's tested all throughout the exam. Do you understand the project manager's accountability? There's a difference between responsible, the doer, versus accountable, ultimate accountability, ultimately answerable. And that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so there you have it. That's the work that I would love for you to work on today. And in addition to this, I want to call out the syllabus, which we have broken out on this page. Now we have added some capabilities for you to click and for you to watch the video for that day. If you scroll down, you'll be able to see the videos for day 1, 2, 3. They're currently up. All right. And this just helps you keep account. You know, the reason why I reignited this program is I kept seeing people not studying, not being on top of their study routine and missing days and missing weeks and going without studying. Well, this curriculum will put you back in saddle. All right. And that's it for day 4. Remember, we're going to be going through all of those questions, answering the questions to get you on track. All right. So I'll see you in the next video for day 4, where we answer the 20 questions. Happy studying. Bye for now.